6 months ago, I designed this, the F-Tech 2 AMR. It's a Nerf blaster that fires this 50 cal cartridge powered by a 40 max base unit filled with green gas or propane. Now, the goal of this project was to create a system that would create a perfect air seal between the cartridge and the barrel, allowing all of the gas to propel a dart super fast. Now, the highest velocity we were able to achieve on this system was 469 feet per second shooting this with a muzzle energy of 9.71 joules. Now, when we changed the projectile to this heavier Super Slug round, the velocity dropped to 260 feet per second, but the muzzle energy went up to 22.29 joules. Now, for reference, an airsoft gun typically shoots at around 1.5 to 2 joules, and a paintball gun just under 11 joules. Now, the problem with this blaster is that when I would fire it, there would still be a huge plume of gas firing out the muzzle. That means this 2-foot barrel is too short. So the plan is to install a 6-foot long barrel. Small, bad. Long, good. So here's the new blaster design. I primarily just reworked the front end to support this much longer and heavier barrel. I also added this handguard / barrel shroud. So it looks cooler, and the bipod is no longer supported on the actual barrel itself, which is a better design. All right, let's build this thing. Now we're 3D printing the part on a 3D printer. If you've never done 3D printing, you gotta try it at least once in your life. It's just a revolutionary technology that's changed my life in ways that... We're gonna cut the necessary PVC parts now. So that's the outer barrel, the barrel shroud, and the little under support pipe thing. We're gonna put it together now, but I'm gonna fast forward through most of it because it's really the same as the last time, just some minor differences. Now we're gonna move on to the big ass barrel. Check this out. I bought the 6-foot barrel off of Grainger, and when I went to pick it up, they gave me this. It's bent in the center. So I don't have a 6-foot long barrel now. We're gonna have to instead piece together a bunch of 2-foot lengths of barrel with these little couplers I made. There's O-rings on the inside, so they're airtight, but it's not one continuous 6-foot long barrel, which kind of sucks. Now we're gonna finish up the build standing up. Slide the outer barrel. There you go. Just like that. Okay. Boy. Insane. Okay, before we go test fire this thing, let me show you something. These are the 40 max shells that we used last time. Now, if you remember from before, we were running into issues with getting a consistent gas fill on this. Now, it turns out that the problem was that there's a small air pocket in here, and as I'm trying to fill, that air pocket has nowhere to go. And that means only a small amount of liquid propane can fit into here, and the rest is filled with the air. That's not very useful. Now, to resolve this issue, I did nothing, except I bought new cartridges. And it turns out that the new cartridges have an upgraded fill valve. And so as I'm filling it, it looks like it's spewing a bunch of gas out everywhere. It seems leaky, but that's intentional. What's happening is that it's allowing the trapped air pocket to spew out, get displaced, and the liquid propane can fill up the shell effectively. Now, another thing, this is the 40 max. This is the 40 wad. You can see the shell itself, the base cartridge, is a lot bigger. That means a lot more gas volume. So we have 2 different types of shells now that we're gonna test. And with that out of the way, let's go fire it. We're gonna start with these 40 max shells, firing 50 cal Worker Gen 3 darts, 1 gram. Here we go. Firing in 3, 2, 1. Damn, that was loud. 449. That was pretty underwhelming, actually. I was expecting a lot higher performance, but we're just gonna keep firing it over and over and see the peak muzzle velocity we get. And also, I gotta wear ear pro because that thing is way louder than the shorter 2-foot variant, so gotta protect my hearing, and let's keep test firing it. I had to test fire this thing a ton of times because the gas coming out of the muzzle would interfere with the chronograph, and that's also why you see me moving distance from muzzle to chrono, because I'm just trying to get some good readings here, but we were able to do it in the end. So I ended up testing both shell variants, and the highest velocity we got here was 524 feet per second. And that is 12.75 joules with the 1 gram dart. That's faster than the 2-foot barrel version, but not by much given how much longer the barrel is. But that's all right, because we're gonna move on to the Super Slug 50 cal version. This is a 7.1 gram projectile, so over 7 times heavier than the worker dart. And with all that extra mass, that means it'll have a lot longer dwell time in the barrel. So this one should see a lot better gains with the long barrel, and we'll test it out. 40 wad Super Slug. Firing. That thing sounds crazy in slow-mo. It sounds like a Star Wars blaster. Anyway, 395 feet per second at 7.1 grams. That is 51.46 joules. The peak muzzle energy, shooting the same projectile with the 2-foot long barrel, was 22.29 joules. So this one's over 2.3x the kinetic energy. That's pretty impressive. Okay, but look at all of that gas still firing out of the muzzle. We can still use that. So now, instead of making the barrel even longer, we're gonna increase the bore diameter. I wanna fire these mega darts. It's the next size up from the 50 cal regular darts. And gonna have to find a new barrel for that. So I'm gonna go off to Home Depot. So I found this 3/4 inch Type L copper tubing. The diameter is a little bit wider than I'd like, but it's close enough. We can still fire the darts with a small modification. So I made this dart cutting jig to cut the darts shorter. That'll hopefully help increase flight stability a little bit. And then I made this TPU core that slides into the back and is glued in, and that increases the diameter of the foam just enough to make a good air seal with the copper tubing. I also had to remodel a couple of parts and reprint them so that we can fit this wider barrel, but the conversion's done. This is essentially a 20mm cannon now. Oh, it's heavy. That copper pipe's a lot heavier. Oh. Okay. The bipod is not far forward enough, so it actually tilts muzzle down. Okay, test firing modified mega darts. 40 wad. Here we go. Whee. Firing. No chrono reading. All right, we keep firing till we get a reading. $379. Let's run a couple more. Error. $426. That's 33.72 joules with the 4 gram dart. But now we're gonna move on to what you really wanna see. The 20mm Super Slug. This TPU dart is loaded with 2 stainless steel ball bearings weighing in at 16.9 grams. Let's see what this thing can do. Okay, chronograph is ready. Here we go. Super Slug. Looks like. Okay, there's one. Recovered. All right, here's the other one. The highest velocity we got with the 20mm Super Slug is 302 feet per second. At 16.9 grams, that's 71.6 joules. I'm gonna cut up a bunch of cardboard and we're gonna shoot at that to see how many layers it'll go through. This is 24 layers. Okay, so I just taped this onto here. I'm gonna be aiming here. This is like the, got 2 layers, oops, 2 stacked of these back stops. That should stop just about anything. So yeah, let's see what the slug can do. Okay, here we go, firing the 20mm slug at 24 layers of cardboard. Firing. Okay, I was hoping for something a little bit more dramatic there. I thought that the dart would penetrate more layers or at least not bounce out of the cardboard. But that's okay because I've designed a new dart variant. The 20mm Penetrator. Weighing in at 16 grams, this dart has a hardened steel tip and a TPU body, designed to pierce through hard targets. Let's see what this thing can do. Here we go. Firing. Let's just send another one. Firing. All right, let's see how those did. This is shot number 2, shot number 1. 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20. I don't know, I won't call that penetration. Something like 18 layers, not bad. So the 20mm Penetrator had a peak velocity of 321 feet per second. At 16 grams, that's 76.59 joules of kinetic energy, the highest we've gotten yet. All right, now to cap it all off, let's move on to ballistics testing.
Super Slug test OVERKILL. 3, 2, 1.
No penetration. So we're gonna move on to the Penetrator for this one. Okay, I gotta show you guys this one. Here's the Penetrator. Dart's stuck there, but no tip. And the tip actually detached and punched through. Very cool. Oh yeah, there we go. The tip punched through. All right, punch through both sides. And there's the dart. Awesome. Yeah, blown out both sides. I think this is entry, exit. Okay, blew the cap off. Oh, same thing. Dart here, tip passed through, or tip separated and passed through.
Super Slug.
Okay, it's kind of interesting how it wants to, oh wow, it literally sheared the bottle in half. I don't know why the same with the Celsius one, it just wants to totally tear them in half. The other gun did not do that, and that was even with pressurized contents. This one's just filled with still water. Kind of interesting.
All right, guys, that's it. I'm gonna need you to subscribe so I can keep making more videos, and go check out foamtechnician.com. There you'll be able to find hardware kits, full builds for this guy, and possibly in the future this one. I don't know how to ship it though, so that's the main concern, but go check it out. It's my own website. I run everything. If you like Nerf, airsoft, 3D printing, go check it out. Support me directly, all right? And I'll catch you guys in the next one. See ya.